Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how I began meal planning, why I began meal planning, and how I kind of create my weekly meal plans. So before I started meal planning, I used to go to the local shop, I used to go up and down every single aisle, I used to kind of put random bits into my trolley without having an idea of what I would be creating with them. So by the time it actually came to me making a meal, I wouldn't have half the stuff that I needed to actually create anything nice. So I would end up having to go up to the local Tesco Express and have to kind of do a mini shop every other day. Through doing one big shop and lots of little shops in the week, it was making my food bill quite expensive every week. I was spending about 140 to 150 pounds on food a week. And with that, I had quite a lot of waste because I would go into like the fresh veg and salad section and I'd pack my trolley full, and then we couldn't eat it all in a week or 10 days, and it would just start to go not very fresh. So we'd end up throwing a lot of things away, which made me very, very sad. So since I started meal planning, not only have I saved loads of money on our weekly shopping, like I said, it used to be about 140 to 150 pounds a week, and now I can do a food shop for a week for as little as 60 pounds. When I need to get some other essentials, it does bump it up to like 80, 90 pounds, but that is when I need to buy like toilet papers, loads of sauces, like tomato ketchup and things like that, because those are all expensive, so that kind of bumps my shop up. But when I kind of need to do a lighter load shop because I've had leftovers like tins and things from the week before, I can honestly do a weekly shop for 4 people on 60 pounds. What I also found when I started meal planning was that it saved me so much time. I knew that when I opened the fridge, I had all the right ingredients there, so I could pull everything out that I needed and it would be able to make a really delicious dinner. So no longer was I standing by the fridge thinking, what am I going to cook for dinner tonight? So as geeky as it might sound, I actually really enjoy the whole meal planning process. I love flicking through cookbooks, going on Pinterest, getting new ideas and just putting them down in like my ideas board and going to it when it's time to meal plan and then producing an amazing meal at the end of it. I find like I get really proud to give my family something different that they're not expecting, because sometimes, and a lot of people comment this on my videos, is they're stuck in a rut. I was so stuck in a rut. I probably had about 14 recipes that I could make, but they would literally be churned out week in, week out, and it became really boring. So when I write my shopping list, I always bear in mind that Chris has lunch at the club, so I don't need to provide anything for him during the daytime. The boys have hot dinners at school. Jamie's are still free because he's in year 1, but Rory's I do have to pay for. So sometimes when I'm thinking of what to have for lunches, I will always put in some extra bread and ham and cheese, so that if I need to make some lunch boxes for Rory, they are always there and always available to stock up his lunchbox. What I also like to think about when meal planning is when the kids have after school activities, because when they have after school activities, those are the kind of days that I will usually just do a pasta dish or something like that, so it's really nice and filling for them, and it's also very quick and easy to make. So what I thought I'd do now for you guys is give you 5 of my top tips that I can say for meal planning like a pro. So my first tip that I would give you guys is when you start meal planning, you definitely need to get some recipe books and have a really good look through them, decide what it is that makes you go, that looks delicious, and then write it down so you remember. So on my phone, I have got a huge long list of meal ideas, and when it comes time to writing that meal plan for the week, I just go over to my phone, look at my meal ideas, and I choose 7 that I think, yeah, fancy that this week. So literally after a while, there's no thinking involved. I also do this with Pinterest. That is a brilliant way to find lovely recipes because you can actually see what the end result looks like as well from normal people like myself who have made them. And also I like to ask my friends what kind of recipes they feed their children, because I think sometimes children can be very fussy. So if they have a go-to meal that their kids love, then I want to know what that is because I want to make it too. So on the same point here, what I also like to do is ask my children what they would like to eat. More often than not, they will answer chicken nuggets, fish fingers, pizza. So what I like to do is adapt those recipes to make them healthy. So what I like to do is buy the chicken breasts and I will chop them up and put them in my own breadcrumbs, make my own chips, and it's just such a healthier version of chicken nuggets. Same rule applies when it comes to pizzas. I will get some pita bread bases and I will get some tomato puree, my own grated cheese and some ham and pop them in the oven. They are delicious, and honestly, your kids will think it's a treat because they're making it themselves and they just have the best time. So my second tip for meal planning and to keep your spend down is to always check what's in your cupboards before you start your shop. More often than not, when I used to shop, I would come home, start putting everything away, and I'd be like, oh, I've already got like 4 tins of chopped tomatoes, but I'll have a whole new fresh 4 tins of chopped tomatoes to go in the cupboard, and it would just become quite ridiculous with how much I did have of one thing and how little I had of something else. So my third tip would be, when you decide the 7 meals you're going to have for that week, then I would next to them write down all the ingredients you need for that meal. For example, if I am going to be making ham, egg and chips, I will buy myself a gammon. This is actually a really good tip too, because I always buy like a bigger gammon so that I make sure I have leftovers, so it can also be for a meal later on in the week. So for example, my ham, egg and chips, I would get a big gammon. I'll pop it in the slow cooker. I'll make my own chips out of potatoes with the skin on to make it a bit healthier, and I will also put some peas with it. And then, because I will only use say half of the gammon, I will then also make a spaghetti carbonara later on in the week and use that gammon as the ham that goes into my spaghetti. This will obviously cut your food bill down a lot, as you are combining produce into like 2 different meals. Sometimes my gammon even goes to 3, guys. So my fourth tip would be, stick to your list. I only ever online shop now, and the reason I do that is because before I used to go to the shops and go up and down every single aisle and get tempted by everything that was not on my list, and I would come out of there having like a 60-70 pound list, but I would end up spending 150 pounds because I would be picking up things that I just didn't need. So when I online shop, I literally stick to my list 100%. So what I do, and I've told you guys this before in the past, is I always shop the offers. When you put in a product that you want, as it lists your result, all of the offers will be at the very top of the screen, and I literally just see which one is the cheapest and go for that. I am definitely not loyal to any brand. I will shop whatever is on offer, whatever's the cheapest and whichever's a good deal. So when it comes to shopping, and I know that something's still good quality, but it's not a branded product, that really doesn't bother me. I am more than happy to buy the Tesco own products, because to be honest with you, I've tasted a branded product and a Tesco own product and I can't taste the difference. So for me, I don't see the point in paying a premium for the branded product when the supermarket's brand tastes exactly the same. So my 5th and final tip for you guys is to be flexible. Sometimes when I have meal planned, I've thought, right, Monday we're having fajitas, Tuesday we're having carbonara, Wednesday we're having fish pie, and it will come to the Monday and I'll be like, I don't fancy fajitas today. But in my head, I was like, but that's what I'd planned. But what I have actually kind of got myself a lot better at now is that if I fancy the fish pie on a Monday, or the kids fancy the fish pie on a Monday, we have the fish pie on a Monday and we have the fajitas another day of the week. As long as you've got all the right ingredients in your fridge and cupboard and freezer, you can actually have a play around. You can have your meal, you can have your pizza. You don't have to have it on Pizza Friday, you can have it on Pizza Tuesday. So that's it, that's my 5 tips for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it's inspired you to start meal planning. I promise you, you won't regret it. It's literally been the best thing that I've started doing. I have noticed our food bill every month has got so much less. It's literally half, and I would never go back to not meal planning. Let me know if you'd like to see any more videos like this by giving me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.